guys, okay, today we're going to make a curtain for those who would normally say that they don't sew. I have these just little pieces of fabric, nothing major. This isn't even long enough for my window. This is how to kind of give you an idea of how short it is. My window is kind of long, and the curtains that I currently have hanging up are really long curtains that go down to the floor. So in the middle, I'm going to do basically a runner down the center. I'll turn this little piece of fabric into a curtain. Basically what you're going to do, I'm going to flip this fabric over so you guys can get a really good idea. This is the opposite side. This is the side that, you know, will face the inside of my window. Okay. I'm just going to take this fabric and I'm going to make a really small strip going down the center of my window. I'll take this jagged edge here and I will fold it over, probably bring it in about 1.5 inches on each side, and then I will sew it. And I always sew the sides first. So if you guys are sewing your first curtain, always sew your sides down first. And this is why, because here at the top, and I'm just throwing fabric everywhere, but at the top of the fabric, you want your sides to already be folded in, sewn in, inward, so it'll be nice and smooth on the edges when you make your sides. So, your side is basically going to look something like this. Alright, so it'll be nice and smooth, and your pole will go through here. I don't have very much room for error because, like I said, this curtain is very, very short. So, about on the top, it's only going to be about 1 inch sewn down, about 1 inch. So it'll fit on a little bitty skinny pole that I have hanging up there. So let me go ahead and get my sewing machine together and we'll get started. Okay guys, it just occurred to me that I should possibly do a disclaimer. I'm pretty sure that there will be professional seamstresses that come onto this YouTube video and say, oh my God, why are you doing that way? No, it's not supposed to be like this, it's supposed to be like that. Okay, this is for those first-time sewers with first-time jitters, or people who don't have a lot of confidence in their sewing skills or the use of a sewing machine. This is basically like sewing for novice, okay? This is basically a confidence booster, because I do not do things in my life for perfection. I never have and never will. There is nothing in my life that I feel has to be absolutely perfect all the time, because that's stressful, and I'm not going to put that kind of stress on anybody. Therefore, if I'm making a video, I'm not going to show you the absolute perfect way to get it done, because if you are striving for perfection, honey, then you go for it. I will tell you how you can strive for perfection, but I personally don't think perfection actually exists. Therefore, with that being said, I'm going to tell you what I'm about to do. I'm going to just, and if you notice, look, there are no pins, no nothing, none of that in this sewing machine. I just have my thread going through my needle, my thread coming through the bottom, and I just have the thread hanging out. I mean, really, really simple. Nothing special. Let's say that you do not own a sewing machine and you do not want to sew by hand. Or if you're deciding, you know what, I really don't want to get a sewing machine. This next step may be for you. Okay, if you want some no-sew curtains, probably going to be the best tip in the whole doggone video, so get ready. If you want no-sew curtains, buy some double-sided tape. Or you've also seen this tape described as tape for hemming, like you can hem your pants leg. Buy the tape, lay the tape here, fold this over. You now have the side of your curtain fold. You have your side of your curtain all sewn up without ever sewing, okay? and no one has to know your dirty little secret. Okay, it's taped. I have seen people do this with hot glue in some of the fanciest places that you have ever been to. They have hot glued their curtains, okay? So, again, perfection will not exist in this video. Tips for perfection will not exist in this video. What I need for you to do is either you're going to do your tape method, or you can take and do the sewing machine method, which I'm about to do. This, like I said, is not going to be perfect. It's just going to be me folding this, not even measuring it, and sewing it to show you exactly how simple this can be if you don't make it hard, okay? If you're going for the perfect route, then by all means, measure it out. Make sure it's a certain size. And then pin it with pins all the way down. Sew it up and then remove the pins. You see, or to remove pins as you sew. I've seen it done both ways. I typically remove my pins afterwards. But that's how you would do it if you were striving for perfection. Again, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm only going to fold this over, sew down each side, and then I'll fold the ends and I'll sew those and I'll be done. I have really quick curtains for my bedroom that no one will see other than my husband, myself, and those on YouTube. So I'll go ahead and get to sewing, and I know the sewing machine can be really, really loud, and it'll be really boring for you guys to just sit here and watch me do that. So we're gonna act like we have the magic of television, and I'll be right back. Hey guys, okay, so I'm ready to start doing the top part. And all I'm going to do is just fold this over. You see all these extra little stringy pieces? You could cut these before if you wanted. But some of them are going to be sewn over, so I really don't see the point. So I'll just cut mine at the end. But all you would do is just come through and trim it up afterwards. But bottom line, fold this down. See, I've already stitched this side. As you can tell right here, see this side right here has some, this is on my jagged edge. It's super ugly on this side. So I had to stitch it really, really small. But on this side, it had to be stitched really, really big. See? So like I said, nope, please. It'll be hanging up. Nobody will notice. So just go, oh wow, that's so cute. And if somebody's looking at your curtains that hard, they can tell that, you know, one side of your stuff was stitched this way and one side was stitched that way. And then you need to get that nosy half out your house because they're a little too invested in your stuff. So what we'll do right now is just go ahead and get this sewn. My pole that this is going to go on is a pretty tiny pole. It's not that big, so it's not going to need a lot of pocket space right here, so I don't have to worry about having a whole lot of, you know, space. But of course, measure this around your rod. Whether you're going for perfection or not, at least have the eyeball knowledge to know whether or not this is going to go over your pole. Like me myself, I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, this is enough pocket space to go over my pole. So I don't have to measure it. I'm using eyeball knowledge here. So I'll go ahead and get started sewing this down, and once I'm done, I will show you the hanging result.